Some people are still using old-fashioned recorders, DVD recorders, video recorders, etc. And this DVD recorder is still in wide use, quite simply because Panasonic and Sony made the best ones, and I would think at the time Panasonic made the best, without a shadow of a doubt, actually. Then Sony second, and then came your Toshibas and your Bushes and your LGs, which were ones that were just going to last a couple of years, and when they packed up, you threw them away. But these were always quite repairable. And we've got one in today from a customer, and it's completely dead. The DVD recorder, not the customer. Customer is fine. In fact, I've done 2 of these today. I haven't seen one for about a month. I used to do about 1 a day. But then, of course, DVD recorders tailed off, I suppose, to popularity about 5 years ago. Everybody started downloading and streaming and watching iPlayer instead of recording and stuff. But there are some people that still like a hard copy either on DVD. This one's got a built-in hard drive, so you can put it to hard drive. Anyway, it is, as you may be able to see, I'll just line up with the fascia, and it is switched on and it is plugged in, and it is drawing not a lot. That's the main one. And at 43 milliamps, it's not doing anything. Now, normally on these, it was the power supply that went and the capacitor, so it's not going to be a particularly challenging job, I don't think. Well, in saying that, it may be, because have I still got the capacitor? Have I got any of the capacitors in stock? It's going to be fun going to search for them, that's for sure. But as I said, I'm just guessing it's the capacitors. So you take out the 2 screws at the side, 2 screws, 1 screw either side, 3 screws at the back. You kind of lift up and pull it back, and then it will come out. To do this job, there's no need to pull the front off. Normally with Panasonics, you have to pull the front off. And as we can see on first inspection, don't know if you can see it, don't know if you need a closer view. Boop, boop, boop. Have we got more than one? Yeah, we have. That one's not looking very well at all. That one started to spew its electrolyte out. And that one is just about to, if it's got any electrolyte left. So I think that one and that one, I can see that's 6.3 volts, 1200 microfarads. God, I could see that without my glasses on. Wow, amazing. But now I'm going to have to put my glasses on to see the tiny one. And the tiny one is 6.3 volts and 330 microfarads. I'm sure we can do something to definitely get that in the loop, to bring it back to some sort of normality. To get the power board out, first of all, this screw has to come out. As you can probably see, I'm not using really the correct screwdriver, but I'll struggle through this. It's almost correct, it's just not correct. In fact, I am going to use the correct one because there we go. Bit of fettling to get it out. Let's just put it on here for now. Right, so I'll switch the soldering iron on. That's a good idea, isn't it? Always a good idea. Anyone that's seen my capacitor box before will know they're in no particular order whatsoever, which is bad. One day I'll get to sort of... No, I won't. Anyway. The 6.3s, if I remember correctly, were... That can't be with them. Wow, 6.322. Right, there we have it. There's a bunch of 6.3s, 1200s. Can't remember what the others were, can you? The tiny one was 6.3, 330s. So we got our replacement caps there. Let's just bung a bit of extra solder on the ones coming out. Which one we're going to do first? Which one do you want to do first? I'm just mixing leaded with unleaded just to help me wiggle. Doesn't take much to get them out. That one's out. Might as well clean that one first before I forget where it is. Might as well put that one in first. Sticking in a capacitor is really easy. You've just got to get the plus and minus right on the capacitor. If it's a brand new capacitor like that, the plus will always be longer Can you see that one is longer than the other? Plus it's usually marked on the board anyway, plus and minus. You get an extra mark where the minus is, and on the capacitor, so you know that plus is plus because you get the extra bit. If I put it there, you can possibly see that one is longer than the other, so that's the minus. And you also get a shady line down the side, so you know there's plenty of reasons not to get it wrong. I don't know why I'm sticking. I said plenty of reasons not to get it wrong, and I'm sticking it in a wrong hole. Anyway, I've cleaned out the old solder using a bit of braid. I could use my vacuum pump. I should start using that a bit more often. It'll cost a bit of money, but it means plugging it in. Hello. Not as sharp as they used to be. Right, so that's that one. This one is it there? Yes, it is. Oh, I hate these glasses. I'm sorry. I hate it when spectacles fall off your face. Right, again, just plug that out, pull that out now. Don't pull on it until the solder is molten, otherwise you may break the tracks. And again, if you look at that close on, you can see it's in a mess. Just tidy it up with a bit of braid. I mean, if you haven't got braid, if you're doing this with your home soldering iron, you can wiggle it out just by adding a bit of solder, and then you're just going to have to heat the solder up when you push the new ones in. It is doable. Put that one in like so. That's going to stand out a bit. Do I want it standing out, or am I going to... Oh, that's standing out too much. Yes, that'll do. Standing out a little bit. Right, that's it. Soldering iron off. I'm getting into this habit now of, as soon as I've finished with the soldering iron, I switch it off. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Just using some IPA alcohol and a toothbrush. Should do the job lovely. Perfect. It just gets rid of the residue flux, that's all, and makes it look a bit cleaner. Right, so if I just give my workspace some space. I've just remembered I've got a TV I've got to do tonight. Aha. TV's in the car. So there'll be a video for a Toshiba TV which is dead coming up next. Ooh, that's gone down too far. There we go. Put back in the 4 screws before we power it back on. I'm not going to put the lid back on yet. Sometimes as well as the 2 that we've just replaced, there's also one over here, and sometimes underneath here they go. I've just looked at them and they're fine, but that usually causes a different problem. One causes no free view, and one causes it to be flashing please wait for quite some time. Right. Hopefully that is enough to revive the power board. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed we have a guest visitor. Just popped in to say hello. Misty. Yeah, talking about you. Right. Let's see. If that was enough to turn this machine on. And it seems like it is. The fan hasn't kicked in yet, but I'm sure it will. Then we've gone to hello and hard drive, and then I imagine it switches it to standby, if I remember correctly, and then you switch on again, possibly. Anybody know? Hello? Well, there's the DVD, so it's not going to go into standby, it's going to come on. We'll just see if there's a DVD in the mechanism. Oh, I can't because we're on. Can I switch? Yes, I can. I'm sure I can. No, you can't. Sometimes there was a button which meant you could switch, but that must be on the remote control, and I haven't got the remote control. Didn't bring the customer's remote control. Don't need to. Anyway. Let's just switch that off. Let it do its please wait. And I'll switch it back on again. And I better get this cat some food. Goodbye. And now on. Anyway, this cat is driving me nuts. Let's go there and I'll get you some food. I'm going to put the lid on this. While I fetch the cat some tea. That'll do. So 2 capacitors and a good old standard definition DVD hard drive recorder is back up to speed. That power supply is used on so many Panasonics, the EX range. Exactly the same power supply and usually the same 2 capacitors. So hopefully that's going to help someone. I do hope so. Right, I've got to go and grab this Toshiba TV now.